you're supposed to arrest them, not me, Daniel! A big black man hitting me, it is traumatic. And it is racial. Get your vehicle off my private property!
Ma'am, stop yelling! Stop yelling!
Go pay for
Stop
it.
yelling so I can address the situation. Please. Please stop yelling so I can address what's going on. I'm here. Please stop yelling. Please.
Sir, it's my property.
Okay, I understand that. Well, please stop yelling. Please stop yelling. Okay, can you see me? Can you please stop yelling?
I'm gonna report you for police misconduct.
Stop yelling.
Man, I'm telling you something, man. She's not going to jail. She's going to pay and she's not going to jail for terrorism.
Close the window, ma'am.
No, she's drunk.
We gonna make a long story short. She damaged our property. Her husband said he'll pay for it. As long as he pay for it, we ain't got no problem.
Okay.
Now the other night she came out the house with a gun on my children. We reported that. Now tonight she scratched up the cars. Now he said he'll pay for it. There he is. And if he pay for it,
That's your wife, sir?
Yes.
we ain't got no problems.
I was just trying to settle her down because I can't think with all of the yelling going on.
She just when she put them on my car just now.
Terrorist threats.
Yeah, I told you the other night. She told us
Right here.
Yeah, I see the scratching on that one.
And right up here. She keyed my car.
When did this happen?
Last night.
Last night?
we opened the garage and seen her. Now that boy, her husband, he said he'll pay for the damage.
It's our second time, the last time.
As long as he write a check and pay for it, we good to go.
And this right here is terrorist threats right here. That's a felony.
I see that.
You know what I'm saying? If she's not arrested for terrorist threats, then what? When she kills somebody, then y'all gonna sit there and say, "Oh, we didn't know."
This the
You that's the
second
damn word,
time.
you know.
I will burn you.
Just
That's
give
what
me-
she threatened to put.
I see it. Give me a second. Let me talk with him for a second and let my other officer get here on scene.
Okay.
What's going on with your wife?
No, it's a mental health issue. It's as simple as that. She's been in the hospital for about a year. She's been out for the last 2.5 years. A couple nights ago was the first issue that she's really had with anyone. You know, it was heartbreaking. And so was this. I don't really know what to say. A few years ago, she had a diagnosis, but when she was released from the hospital, she didn't have a diagnosis. She's on probation right now. Yeah, it's just real heartbreaking.
Can you tell me about this stuff here?
I'm worrying about it right now. I'm ready to go to bed, and next thing I know, I hear the door opening, and like, what's going on? She's out here. So I guess she put that sign on the car, and then she started screaming about no parking in the house.
You saw her. You were aware when she was outside, or did you know when she came outside and started doing any of this?
Well, I heard the door open, and I came to the front, and I saw her out here, and I said, "What are you doing? What are you doing out here? Get back inside." And then she started screaming, and then I got her back inside eventually.
This is Mr. Schmidt. He's the resident of this home. When I got here, his wife, he was down here with them. They basically, talked. He said he's willing to pay for the damage that she caused. He said she has some mental issues that she's been suffering through, not diagnosed with anything. When I got here, she was in the window right here yelling, and, I kind of yelled back for her to calm down so I can figure out what's going on. So when I get out here, she pulled was it a knife?
No, a gun. Last night in front of the police, she told her son to get the machine gun, the AR-15, and kill all these niggas out here. In front of the police, that's a terrorist threat. Y'all say, well, the only thing they're going to do is fingerprint her and let her go because it's a misdemeanor. When a terrorist threat becomes a misdemeanor, that's a felony. They go to evidence right there again tonight when she threatened to goddamn burn everybody up, killing them, burning everybody up. But y'all going to sit there and say, oh, no.
Well, my sister-in-law.
So you got the note right here on the car. As you know, the car isn't in violation of anything. It's not blocking nobody's mailbox. It's not blocking nobody's driveway.
Okay, officer, look here.
So you got the note. She wrote this threat.
Just now.
People was coming out and they caught her doing
I know there
this.
was an issue between you guys. I don't remember when.
It wasn't me.
No, the other officers. What did they tell you guys exactly?
They told us you wasn't here. They told us pretty much that it was known that she has a mental issue, that they cannot take her to jail because of COVID, that we did not have her on video with the gun or anything. They said there was no guns in the house, so they cannot do nothing. Said it's good that we just keep a paper trail on her, so if something does happen, then y'all already know that we have been calling.
Look like she took something and cracked my top right there. Long as he pay for my stuff, I ain't got no problem.
What do you estimate this damage is gonna come to?
This top probably $900.
Okay.
Now over here, to paint the side of this car, you know they got to paint the whole side of this car. This a new car. He probably looking at maybe $3,000 right there. I don't know.
And I don't
Did
know.
she do anything else to the car?
I don't know
She
because it's black. Yes.
She scratched the car right here. You can see Daddy, you shining the light.
What you think it is to fix this up? Because they gonna have to paint. Excuse me.
Right there.
They gonna have to paint this whole door and over here. You probably looking at about $2,000. I don't know.
What, did something happen to this car too?
Yeah, this is what happened. You have the scratches here. They said this was done last night. He estimated this is going to be about 3,000. I can't honestly say it'll be that, but I'm sure it's going to be about 500. And then he just showed me this, the top of his Corvette, where it's going to be cracked. So all in all, you have this damage here, which another crack.
Is there any video of this? Like, how do we know when this happened? That's my thing.
Yeah, he says it all happened like last night, and this stuff here happened just now. She came out.
We caught her out here doing this.
Yeah, they saw that, so I'm thinking 1013. She's gonna have to get some treatment. She's gonna continue to do this the way she was up there, and we don't know what's in the home right now. The husband said he's basically helpless against her right now. Best course of action is to go ahead and transport her.
I'm just trying to figure out when exactly that's happened because this call says Sunday.
I don't like my shit.
Today's Thursday.
And that's a target.
So how are they saying that all these scratches happened today?
They said this one happened last night, and he said this is the one they caught her in the act of doing tonight.
I mean, I didn't see how she was. You know better than me.
Yeah, she's unstable. She needs some treatment.
I wasn't here for the incident that happened the other night, but I was told by the officers over here about it. I mean, any reason why out of nowhere she decides to just come out and try and disturb the peace?
It's not about anyone here. Should be yelling at the stars. So she has her imagination. It's paranoid, delusional stuff.
And since then, you haven't, talked to her and, let her know, like, hey, you know what, maybe we should go and, just again, to be checked again. Maybe there'd be another different,
Most of the time she's fine.
Right.
Just some of the times it's, high drama, and like I said, it has nothing to do with the neighbors here. It could be anything could set her off like that. So.
I don't live here. We're visiting here. This is the vehicle that I came in.
Okay.
And the thing
you came in with Miss Morris.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me exactly what was she doing when you came out and how y'all caught her?
When I came out, she was coming from the side of the car right here.
Okay.
And she was screaming and yelling, telling, saying about how she's going to kill people and all this right here, and calling her nigger gypsies and all this right here, that we are, Muslim terrorists, all kind of names. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to tell you this right here, that is a felony. We all got some type of mental issues. You hear me? So if you want to say this, oh, she got mental issues, that's few. How many people went to jail today, especially black people that went to jail tonight in Savannah that has mental issues, but you still took them to jail? This person that sat here and
looked like she was trying to open up my damn door.
They go her fingerprints, all that right on the car, and look right here. And then she got this letter right here, this note right here, on here, and y'all still sitting there and say, oh, we're not going to do anything to her. But if it's the other way around, y'all would, guess what? If there was a black person in there, y'all would have had about 20 cars here, and y'all would have kicked in the door and went in and drug her out and took her to jail and let the courts decide whether she got mental issues or not. You hear me? But y'all doing that. Y'all don't want to talk to nobody. Okay. We're going to go talk to her white husband, and we're going to see what he's got to say, because his word means more than everything. I don't care, but we all crazy. We all have some type of mental issue. But this is a felony. What I'm trying to tell you is right here.
I want to just ask for calm right now so we can figure out the appropriate charge and our course of action.
Let's do that, because I don't appreciate being called a whore. That lady don't know me.
The threat is
She don't know
right
me.
here.
Let's go put our heads together and see what we're going to do. because I think that she does need to be removed from around here. At the very least, that'll get them settled back down to where they can think rationally instead of just saying, "Oh, we believe in the white person over the black people," over what actually happened. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get on that.
She went in the house. She came out. Said, "I'm gonna kill you." Said, "I'm going to get my gun." I had 2 minor children sitting on my bed right there. She went in the house and came back. I had to grab her and pull her back in the house. But when the police came, they said, "Oh, that's a misdemeanor."
You don't play with
Yeah.
Mr. Smith, could you show us where your wife is at in the house?
Yes.
Ma'am? I'm Officer Thomas from Savannah Police Department.
Did you come to meet with me?
Yes, ma'am. Unfortunately, can you go ahead and place your hands behind your back, ma'am?
Why?
You're under arrest for criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree.
What property did I damage in my property,
Vehicles,
sir?
ma'am, please don't
No,
resist
no,
us.
respect.
We're going to explain everything to
What property did I damage, Daniel?
Just go ahead and put your other hand.
Well, what property did I damage?
We'll let you know. Just put your other hand.
No, what did I?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What?
In the note you put on the car, everything that adds up to criminal damage in the property in the 2nd degree.
I'm the owner of the house.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm waiting for the police because I just called the police.
Okay, we are the police you called.
No,
Yes, ma'am.
no, you
Yes,
are the
ma'am.
guy that.
And I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to ask you to place your hands behind your back, okay?
You're supposed to arrest them, not me,
go ahead.
Daniel. Daniel, talk to me. What property did I? Daniel, talk to me. They can't park in front of my home I own.
But you can't go out there and scratch the vehicle up, ma'am.
What
They observed you doing it.
What vehicle did I scratch? That vehicle is not scratched. Since when they can come and park in
relax,
front of
ma'am.
my house? That's a life-threatening threat.
Lower your voice.
Sir, to tell me, get the f inside,
your
that's a
voice.
threat.
There was no threat made to you. Lower your voice.
Daniel, tell them that I didn't do anything. They can park in front of my house and threaten Errol.
Calm down. No one's threatening Errol.
They can't park. You're not here. Telling me get inside, they can't park.
They can park anywhere. It's a public street.
Not in front of my house, I know. How can that be a public
It's
street?
a public street.
Why aren't you just telling me it's a public street, the home I bought?
What?
This home I bought, they can't park from that space to that space and threaten me.
Nobody's threatening us.
47.
When is the car scratched? The car is scratched nowhere. Who touched the car?
I don't know.
Oh, then say that. Which car, sir, did we scratch? We scratched no vehicle. You look at me.
Let's go this way, ma'am. Hold on, ma'am. Get you in there the right way. Okay.
You're making a
Turn to
mistake,
your left.
sir. That car is not touched anywhere.
It's damaged.
That
And
vehicle?
they observed you scratching it, ma'am.
No, it's
Watch
no
your head,
one.
watch
They
your head.
scratched it themselves.
47-46.
Sir. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get everything logged in and then I'll get CRN cars drawn up. The charge, because the damage exceeds $500 and you have witnesses who observe her do it, that's why the charge is criminal damage in the property in the 2nd degree. We're going to see if we can take her to Memorial and see if she can get some kind of emergency treatment or at least an evaluation so we can figure out what's going on. And that's where she's going at. But I'll get you everything further that I need for you to know. I'm just going to go ahead and get some odds and ends tied up with this call.
All right.
Sir.
I just said, please, sir, I need to kiss him. Please. Please. Just to kiss him and then I should have no heart attack. Please.
You're not gonna have a heart attack.
I can't park in front of private property every night.
It's not private property. They can't park in your driveway. That's illegal. But as long as they park
They came in
on the
my
sidewalk.
driveway. That's why I knocked them away yesterday. Kicked them away from my driveway, and they came again tonight.
People parking on the drive right here on the roadway, that's not illegal.
It's illegal to come inside my driveway, right?
They didn't come inside the
Yes,
driveway.
they did last night and the night before.
No, because it's not illegal. Just how I'm parked here
It
in
is
their
illegal
house,
to come
it's
inside my
not parked.
driveway.
Nobody was in your driveway. Ma'am, I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
How can you say no one is here? When they were here in the driveway last night and the night before. 5 vehicles, sir. 5 vehicles. You have to take my report. I need you to write what I called you for. Please. Officer, please write what I called you for.
No, because it's not illegal to park
It's
on the
illegal
roadway.
to park in my driveway. They parked last night and the night before.
Nobody parks in your driveway.
Were you here last night?
Do you have evidence?
Yes.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I took pictures of all 5 vehicles. Sir,
Yes.
please tell my husband to get me 1 bottle of water and Benadryl because of asthma, please. I can't breathe.
Why didn't you take them before?
I can't breathe right now.
What do you mean you can't breathe?
I can't breathe right now. Please tell him.
I mean, you're breathing right now, right?
I can't breathe right
No,
now.
you're breathing. That's okay. You'll be fine.
1 bottle of water and Benadryl,
You're
please.
fine. Step out. Watch your head.
Will someone listen to me so they can write my report as to what happened?
Yeah, I mean, you can talk to them, but like I said,
But why didn't you write what I'm
hold
telling you?
on. No, because I know you called earlier about the vehicles being parked there.
Correct.
Yes. So nobody was parked in the driveway, ma'am. Everybody was on the road.
I understand, but you need to write what I called 911 for. And what I called is
But-
for the last 3 nights. They're coming in my driveway. So tonight they made the turn. I said, get out of my driveway. Don't park here.
But
And
nobody
the
was parked there.
derogatory language,
Nobody was parked there tonight, though.
when you came, nobody was parked.
Right,
When
and,
you
and that's
were
when you
there-
called. You called because somebody was parked there, but nobody was parked there.
No. I called because somebody was parked in my driveway. When I told them, they moved back, they parked on the side, and they told me, are you gonna write my report?
No, ma'am, because that's not a crime.
Do you need to go to the hospital?
Yes, I got pushed and punched in front of my house. I am traumatized. My son is crying at home because 20 black people
this is not-
came and attacked me in front of my house, sir.
Also have to go by the fact that she has an injury on her head.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So
At
when I
some
got
point,
when,
she had to have been struck her head.
Yes, thank you. And this is what I told the officers. That's why I called 911, and they disrespectfully
got there-
ignored everything I said. Please
I know
let
you
me
guys don't care,
finish,
but
sir.
when I got on scene, she was nowhere to be found.
This
She was
is
inside the
racial.
home.
They hit me, they pushed me, and I can't breathe.
Have to take the precaution.
Still have to take it.
Sir, sir,
All right, let's go. We're going to the hospital.
hold on. Sir,
He
thank you for
doesn't
my
care.
heart.
Let's
Thank
go.
you. Thank you. I'm at home. I live in a 2-floor house. I'm a homeowner. And the neighbor that I had in property where I live, he wasn't there anymore. So a bunch of people looking like gypsy, I can't call them black, but like gypsy, stopped by my home for 3 nights in a row around the evening. And they would just park their vehicles, about 7 of them.
No,
in
ma'am, he's
front-
asking about the injuries you say you've had.
That's right, in front, but he's the doctor needs to know.
The doctor doesn't
the
care about
traumatic-
the
you need
situation.
to
He
know,
cares about
doctor,
the
right?
injuries.
The injury, how it came to the injury. So they parked in front of my house for 3 nights, and I kept telling them, you can't park in front of my home because this is private property. I am the homeowner. You can only park in front of the person you visited. And pardon my English if I can explain. Get the f*** in, who's asking you? I said, sir, you can't say that. So I asked them politely to remove their vehicles from my driveway, and 2 nights ago, and tonight they didn't want to do it, so the guy came and pushed the door inside and hit me on my head. And I almost fell down like this and pulled my shirt and removed this button from my shirt. And he's very big, bigger than this officer, and white and black looking. And the woman was screaming, who the f is asking me? He's asking me type of English. She's a gypsy. This is not America I live in, or I'm used to living. And I told them this is worse than racial. Whoever you people are, to me, you're Muslim terrorists. Because if you were black or Asian or Spanish, you would understand that this is not your home for you to park in front of my house. To get in the driveway and then park there and tell me get the And then the guy said, you know what, I'm just gonna kill your husband too. I said, are you f***ing sick? And I pushed the door, and then my husband came downstairs. He's United States Army for 30 years, serving Army. He's retired now. And he couldn't believe his eyes or ears what he's hearing. And that's what I'm trying to tell this officer, and he doesn't care. In simple English, does not care. I've been assaulted tonight, and he, as an officer, doesn't care to take my report. And I can't breathe.
Okay, hold on 1 second, okay? Shell, you're not having an allergic reaction? Another thing that I can say is your pupils are kind of really small, so I don't know if you've been drinking earlier or something, or you took something. I'm not saying, huh?
I got assaulted.
Well, that could be, okay, the reaction from the adrenaline. Okay, that could be.
No,
All right.
reaction from head injury.
But not traumatic brain injury.
Yes, it is very traumatic.
All right, though.
A big black man hitting me, it is traumatic. And it is racial.
And it's gonna be very scary.
It is non-American.
Let's be real for a second. We all value our privacy. But what we are witnessing in this footage is not merely a dispute over parking. It is a collision between a private delusion of authority and the rigid reality of public law. The suspect's repeated assertion, "Get off my private property," while standing on her lawn and gesturing to the street, provides the foundational legal error for every action that follows. To understand why this interaction spiraled into a felony arrest, we must first deconstruct the legal concept of the public easement versus fee simple ownership. In the United States, property ownership is typically fee simple, meaning the homeowner owns the land and the structures upon it. However, this ownership is rarely absolute all the way to the asphalt. Municipalities almost universally retain a right-of-way or easement that extends a specific distance from the center of the roadway into the front lawn, often including the sidewalk and the verge, the grassy strip. Legally, the street in front of a private residence is public domain. It belongs to the collective, not the individual. The suspect operates under a cognitive distortion. She seems to think that buying a house makes her the queen of the asphalt. I call this cognitive distortion curbside sovereignty. This is the mistaken belief that owning the deed to a home grants feudal rights over the adjacent public space. By asserting control over who parks on the street, she is attempting to enforce a customary law, a rule that exists only in her head over statutory law. When she keys the neighbor's car, she believes she is enforcing a boundary. In reality, she is the one trespassing on the rights of the public. This distinction is critical because it establishes that her aggression was not defensive, protecting her land, but offensive, claiming public land. We must scrutinize the specific charge here: criminal damage to property in the second degree. In Georgia, where this incident occurred, this charge is a felony if the damage exceeds $500. This is the pivotal legal threshold that the suspect and her husband fail to grasp. The husband's repeated attempts to write a check, he said he'll pay for it, reveal a profound misunderstanding of the difference between civil liability and criminal culpability. Honestly, you almost have to feel bad for Daniel here. He's standing there with his checkbook, just desperate to make this nightmare end, but unfortunately, he views the incident as a tort, a civil wrong that can be remedied with financial restitution. He believes that if he restores the victim to their original state financially, the problem disappears. However, the police are investigating a crime against the state. The husband's offer to pay is devastating to the defense because it essentially stipulates to the actus reus, or the guilty act. By offering money, he is confirming the physical act of scratching the paint actually happened, but the real nail in the coffin is the mens rea, or the guilty mind. This refers to the intent to cause damage or the maliciousness of the act. Note the timing: the damage was inflicted under the cover of darkness. She did not scratch the car in broad daylight as a form of protest. She did it furtively. In a court of law, this furtiveness is evidence of consciousness of guilt. A person who believes they are legally in the right usually acts openly. A person who knows they are committing a crime acts in the shadows. By trying to hide her actions, she effectively proves she knew they were wrong, dismantling any potential defense of insanity or confusion. The vocabulary the suspect uses is not accidental. It is a window into her psychological categorization of the world. Her use of terms like gypsies, Muslim terrorists, and thugs to describe her neighbors is a textbook example of dehumanization and projection. This is what we call territorial narcissism. It is a specific manifestation where the individual's ego is geographically extended. The home is not just a shelter, it is an extension of the self. Therefore, an incursion into the territory, even the public street in front of it, is perceived as a direct physical assault on the narcissist's body. To a rational observer, a parked car is a minor inconvenience. To her, it's basically an act of war. This explains the disproportionate rage. Furthermore, we see the psychological mechanism of projection. The suspect is the one terrorizing the neighborhood with threats of arson and firearms. She is the one destroying property. Yet she labels the victims terrorists. This inversion serves a protective function for her ego. If she admits she is the aggressor, her self-image as a good, law-abiding homeowner collapses. To maintain the good person fallacy, the belief that she is inherently good despite her bad actions, she must transform the victims into monsters. If they are terrorists, then her keying of the car becomes a heroic act of defense rather than a petty act of vandalism. We must also distinguish between two types of aggression here. First, there is reactive aggression, which is impulsive, emotional, and often regretful, like punching a wall in a moment of anger. However, the suspect displays instrumental aggression. This is calculated and goal-oriented, like keying a car specifically to force someone to move. This type of aggression is harder to defend in court because it implies premeditation. She didn't just snap, she strategized. The officer's behavior in this footage is a masterclass in concessive policing. Notice how much time he allows the suspect to speak, yell, and incriminate herself. A less experienced officer might have engaged in a shutdown tactic immediately, ordering silence or putting her in handcuffs the moment she became disorderly. But this officer, he is playing chess while she is playing checkers. He employs a tactical patience strategy. He allows her to vent. He allows her to explain her twisted logic. Why? Because in criminal investigations, a suspect's mouth is often the most effective tool for the prosecution. By letting her talk, he secures several key pieces of evidence. He establishes motive when she admits she hates them parking there. He confirms opportunity when she admits she was present, and critically, he assesses her state of mind. She displays coherency. She knows why she is mad, which undermines any future competency defense. This is often called the hot mic trap. Suspects frequently believe that if they can just explain their side loudly enough, the police will agree with them. The officer nods, says okay, and I understand. He is not agreeing with her legal theory. He is encouraging the flow of information. He is building the totality of the circumstances necessary for a bulletproof arrest report. The moment the handcuffs are introduced, the psychological dynamic shifts instantly from aggression to malingering. Malingering is the intentional production of false or grossly exaggerated physical or psychological symptoms motivated by external incentives. The incentive here is clear: avoidance of incarceration. The suspect transitions from the alpha role, screaming orders, to the invalid role, gasping for air, in less than 10 seconds. This speed is clinically significant. A true panic attack or asthma attack rarely onsets with such convenient timing immediately following a legal defeat. This behavior serves a dual purpose. First, it causes delay, forcing the police to pause the transport process and engage medical services. Second, it attempts to create sympathy, visually reframing the interaction. A woman in handcuffs is a criminal, a woman on a stretcher is a patient. The officer handles this by adhering to the duty of care. Even though he likely suspects she is faking, evidenced by his comment, "You're breathing right now." He cannot take that risk. Modern police policy dictates that if a suspect says, "I can't breathe," the medical protocol overrides the booking protocol. The suspect exploits this bureaucratic vulnerability. It is a cynical manipulation of the system designed to protect actual medical emergencies. We cannot analyze this footage without addressing the racial and socio-economic dynamics the suspect attempts to exploit. She explicitly invokes race, suggesting that if the roles were reversed, if there was a black person in there, the police response would be violent. This is a complex psychological maneuver. She is acknowledging systemic police bias, but she is attempting to weaponize it in her favor. She is essentially arguing, the system is supposed to protect homeowners like me against people like them. Why is the machine malfunctioning? When she is in the ambulance claiming she was attacked by 20 black people, she is tapping into a historical trope of the mob. This is a fabrication designed to trigger a specific protective instinct in law enforcement. It is an attempt to override the physical evidence, the scratches on the car, with a social narrative, the vulnerable woman versus the dangerous mob. The fact that she resorts to this lie so quickly suggests it is a pre-existing bias she holds, ready to be deployed when her dominance is challenged. To truly appreciate the gravity of the suspect's errors, we must look at the counterfactuals. Hypothetical A, the silent suspect. What if she had remained inside her house and refused to answer the door? Without the suspect's presence, the police would have had the victim's statement and the scratches. They would have had reasonable suspicion, but perhaps not probable cause, to arrest a specific individual immediately. The husband's statement, "I'll pay for it," was the smoking gun. If both had invoked their Fifth Amendment rights and stayed inside, the police might have been forced to take a report and leave, turning it into a slow-moving investigation rather than an immediate felony arrest. Her need to come out and control the scene was her undoing. Hypothetical B, the civil approach. What if, instead of keying the car, she had petitioned the city for a no parking sign? She would likely have been denied because it is a public street, but this highlights the core conflict. She wanted a result, no parking, that the law does not provide. When legal avenues are closed, the entitled personality often feels forced to use illegal ones. She likely viewed the keying not as a crime, but as vigilante zoning enforcement. This case is a stark reminder that the law acts as the ultimate reality check for the ego. The suspect lived in a reality constructed by her own entitlement, a world where she owned the street, where her neighbors were enemies, and where her status shielded her from consequences. The police officer, the handcuffs, and the felony charge were the intrusion of the real world into that fantasy. Her breakdown, the screaming, the malingering, the lies, was the psychological debris of that collision. It serves as a warning. Citizenship grants rights, but it does not grant dominion. You own your home, but you share your world. And when you forget the difference, the price is often your freedom. Trust me, paying for a parking spot is annoying, but paying for a bail bond is a lot worse. Stay safe, stay smart, and I'll catch you in the next breakdown.